Hell Let Loose Vietnam is an upcoming title expanding the tactical warfare of Hell Let Loose to the Vietnamese landscapes. While releasing in about 2-ish weeks' time, pending no further delays, the game entered an open beta this past weekend to try out for free, and a cross-play beta, so PC, Xbox, PlayStation, everybody had the opportunity to play. So the boys and I decided to jump on and see what it was all about, and well, war is hell. Let Loose Vietnam. You thought I could afford the rights to this song?
Oh no.
What?
Can you res him again? Can you res him again?
Can I res him? Yeah, man. Let me grab some duct tape.
That was.
Have a res, please. Come on,
I turned and saw that perfectly.
That was intended.
They got you, Panda.
That was intended for Jake.
Stay with me! It's not worth dying over this.
Oh, you're up,
Hold on, brother,
hold on, I'm coming.
My brother, this war is not worth dying over. Please stay alive.
Name a kid after me.
The barrel slowly turning.
I was murdered. He blew up himself to kill me.
He's still alive. Oh my god, it's turning, it's turning!
Did it kill you or did it kill you too?
Yes! Yes!
He's right there in the bushes.
Great call out, dude. Oh, he was in the bush. Ah, he's in the bush. I thought I killed that guy earlier. Got one.
How did I die there?
He's just prone in the bush. Oh!
Turcock's near me now, Jordan. He comes in. There's a bunch of dead guys there. He goes, "Men, don't give up. Stay with me." And he gets shot. He goes, man, something.
Wait, I just... was that you?
No, there was a guy prone in the bush here.
How can I spawn on that? Are you serious?
I don't know. I just spawned with you.
Like,
Jordan, can you take a quick step over real quick? A little more.
Dad, your mic is hot.
2,000 years later.
Bro, toggle that mic.
Who?
It was cool.
Who's Mike?
We're good now. It stopped.
Okay.
But it was like 2 Dan or something like that.
Gotcha. It
bad.
says
I'm going
If you
Garrison
don't spawn
5.
in my boat with me,
Garrison
I'm not
5.
your friend.
Hey, which one of you limp motherfuckers is moving my boat?
So wait, Lazy, you can't hear this?
No.
Are you driving the boat?
Yes.
Hey, whoever's got lazy in there, tell them to stop moving the boat.
Version 5 is lit. That's where I'm at right now. Me
Hey,
and
is that your
Senator.
tank?
That's the one.
It's kind of aiming at me. Ah!
I just watched the smoke cloud on the TAC map and your icon disappear.
You know, a game like this, but where you could spawn it out of your squads would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
You know what?
What the fuck?
Excuse me?
Look at those ankles.
Go.
No, I gotta reload. That would have just been a quad kill.
See if this is true.
So again, Hell Let Loose Vietnam is launching in about 2-ish weeks, just a little over, on the 13th of August. This beta was something that seems to be kind of pressed up against that launch window, but to get it in as many hands as possible to test out what the game is feeling like at the moment, because as of recently, there was an alpha that was pretty plagued with issues. Optimization, frame rates, general textures, overall performance issues. Basically, it was just a complete mess from what I had heard and only partially seen. Admittedly, I wasn't around whenever the alpha test was happening to get hands-on feedback myself, but being that this was something that seemed so disastrous to the point where they did delay the launch of the game, what's it like now? Well, perhaps the first thing to know is, what is Hell Let Loose Vietnam? For those that may not be as familiar with either this game or like the genre as a whole of the tactical first-person shooter that has this large-scale combat, different roles that you can end up taking, it is a very team-oriented, communication-driven, large-scale sandbox of combat. This can lead to a number of different ways that you can play the game, from strictly gameplay loop to how you end up perceiving the game itself, whether it's something you want to dive into and be really hardcore at, or sometimes just some general hilarity can ensue. It's a overall sandbox here for this, and for those that have maybe seen like the War Dogs content, getting ready for that to come out later at some point this year, it's kind of akin to that, where you're going to have large-scale matches, a large team on each side, being a bit more open-ended than just something like a 6v6 TDM or something you'd see in like Call of Duty or something like that. Now, I by no means ever would consider myself to be somebody hardcore in this. I am for sure a casual when it comes to this community itself. I just like to hop on from time to time and have a good time with some friends. And truth be told, it's a game that is not for everyone. You will end up having matches that can last like an hour long. You'll go sometimes a long time without seeing anybody and then getting domed from a bush in particular, as you saw from the little intro montage here at this. So it's not for everybody. It's a different type of combat, but it is a lot of what you make it. Now that said, how is it now performing compared to beforehand? Right up front, admittedly, there's absolutely much more that can and should be ironed out for release, or potentially maybe even delaying it a little further. I still think that the launch date right now may be a bit too ambitious given the timeline of issues they've had and continue to have, but from what I had seen before to where I was at now on PC, it was absolutely playable. Now, console's an entirely different story, which we'll get to in a second, as is some users with specific hardware on PC, but it seemed at least to be a step up and an improvement from what it was before. But firstly, addressing, crashing was a big issue with this still consistently, where a lot of players on AMD builds within PC were having issues where they were crashing a bunch. Console, I have seen a ton of people reporting they've been crashing nonstop with this, where obviously that's not good. That's not a good sign to have right before the game does end up launching.
Are we calling it there, or are we doing one more?
Up to you guys. I don't care.
I'm down
Jack?
for at least one more in this LG.
I don't care.
Well, let's think about it like this. If we get off now, that guarantees you can watch Game of Thrones.
He makes a very valid point, gentlemen. It looking like an Alt F4. Oh, my game crashed. It answered for me. It genuinely just crashed. It genuinely just crashed.
There were a lot of other different bugs that, honestly, in some capacity was just like kind of annoying. Some of them a little more game-breaking versus just like inconvenient. But here's what I noticed personally. The social and party side of things definitely can and should be ironed out. Joining your friends can sometimes be tough. Joining a server can sometimes be tough. So that's the smaller thing that I would imagine gets ironed out, but is definitely something that right up front you would notice. Voice chat, or VoIP, was something that definitely needed some work. They put out a notice here for this, so it is a known issue, but very robotic, very glitchy at times, and it appeared to be random from my own perspective. I don't know if somebody's caught on to the pattern, or there's a way that like you could have known, but there are definitely situations that people were going full robot, whereas it wasn't your connection, it wasn't anything like that. It was just the voice chat that they've decided to put into the game. I also think that toggle by default as an option here for your different chat channels was certainly interesting, especially because one is defaulted to C, which most people probably associate with crouch, myself included. I have found myself on many occasions forgetting that I had control bound for crouch rather than C, so I would end up just having like just the heavy breathing in my mic in the all chat channel, just and so yeah, you want to avoid that if at all possible. I think that there is a setting to turn that off, but I could be mistaken on that. But I mean, I feel like at that point it should just be defaulted to push to talk for those different chat channels versus a toggle to on or off. I feel like that would probably be the more smart play there, or something that makes more sense. But I mean, that's one thing that I'm kind of hoping gets adjusted at some point here. Again, if there is not a setting for it, and again, I could be wrong, it just very easily could be there. But I saw some people over on like the Reddit and everything like that also talking about how there was a bug with audio that they just wouldn't get anything but propeller audio, which obviously is pretty problematic. A game like this that is kind of meant to be visceral is something you do need those audio cues to end up working in your favor, whether it be the rustling of the leaves where an enemy could be coming through the bushes, or the helicopter overhead, the tank creeping up on you, the bullets whizzing past you, whatever the case, those types of things definitely do need to be fixed out. Also, Also, when it comes to visual representations and visual clues in game, I'd seen mention that some HUD elements were not necessarily reflecting the actual in-game events happening, like a capture point if it was being taken. In the upper HUD icons, it wasn't showing that an area was contested or you were losing it, and therefore like people wouldn't be hopping on the objective to try and push the enemies back or to take it further. And so that's one of those things that I just think needs clarified, because it does showcase actually in-game when you're there and the icon above the area of attack, but not on the upper HUD element of it that you see at every single point. Next, one thing that I never quite know when it comes to this type of stuff, hit registration also could be something that may need a little bit of a fine tuning here with this. Me personally, when I was playing, I definitely thought that there were instances where I was like, I am pretty sure I hit that player at distance, but I also chalked it up to maybe my shot was a little off. Maybe I don't know the bullet drop properly on this just yet. But other people were also saying that they weren't getting any hit registration on some weapons like the MG in particular. So it's also possible that could be an actual issue as well. So there were a number of different things that still did stand out as noticeable bugs, noticeable issues, while perhaps the general experience still could be enjoyable if you allowed it to be in that sense. So this one in particular is interesting. Like, on one hand, if this is your first pickup of a Hell Let Loose game, you may end up finding it interesting enough to be worth the buy. But as I've seen echoed many and many times throughout the hardcore community within Hell Let Loose, again, myself being more of a bystander and just playing from time to time versus being like really in-depth and in the trenches, pun partially intended, for that kind of discussion, I've seen a lot of people saying that this could have just been a DLC, like a Hell Let Loose 1.5 or something like that, rather than a full $40 price point entry into the now franchise of Hell Let Loose. And when you consider that it's still perhaps kind of a ways off from being complete where everything is ironed out, I personally don't think that we're going to see this thing launch in a perfectly ironed state, unfortunately. I still think that it can be a lot of fun, but it is something that I would probably recommend holding off until you start seeing some of those updates to iron these things out. But when you consider that this is something that is coming in a short period of time here, it potentially creates an interesting deviation, because I'm curious to see what kind of schism, if one is presented, of how these sort of player bases stick around. If this was a DLC, perhaps you could end up having still that whole focused player base of Hell Let Loose all on one game. But now with this releasing as a new entire separate entry, you kind of split that player base of a not necessarily massive fan base, but something that is a loyal fan base. So you just lessen the numbers on each of those projects, perhaps. So I don't know, it's fascinating because I did have fun with the time that I played in the open beta here with this, but there are definitely some hurdles for the game and its sort of initial launch here, I think. I think that when it comes to the visceral, tactical, team-based combat, it's an incredibly fun franchise. Like, I don't think that there's much debate over the cinematic scale and feel of the original Hell Let Loose, but is this $40 for Vietnam worth it at the moment? I don't know that that's for me to specifically say, but all in all, I enjoyed my personal time in the open beta. I think I got lucky without having any issues really, but that's where we're gonna wrap it up. Before we do, a quick heads up, we have partnered with my friends over at Advanced GG. Again, as we've mentioned, a bit under the radar the last few months, but now going into the summer, ramping that up more and more. Advanced is the healthier energy supplement option where I use it daily as my comparable cup of coffee. Currently drinking that raspberry lemonade. Magic Rainbow Sherbet's also another one that's one of my favorites, but I'd highly recommend, and we actually co-branded that along with a few other items on their site, like a 26-ounce ice shaker. But love this stuff. If you're looking for a replacement for your own cup of coffee, give it a try. If you decide to give it a go, code Espresso and get 10% off your entire order. But no sweat, appreciate you hearing me out on this, and of course, just checking in on the videos here that you made it this far. But for now, that's what we're gonna call it. Love to get your thoughts and feedback down below. What do you think here of this? Are you looking forward to something that would be a more tactical sandbox multiplayer game, or are you gonna have some fun with this? Are you gonna wait until this goes on sale? Let me know. If you guys enjoyed the video though, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things more FPS content related. I'd love to have you in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.